Welcome back to another episode of Chase the Vision with Isaac Mashman, the podcast. I'm your host, and I just want to express my gratitude before I dive into anything about what I'm going to talk about today, and just say that I am appreciative of you taking the time out of your day to listen to my show, to listen to me, to pay attention to my words, to take my opinions, thoughts, knowledge, and experiences, and actually take it to heart. Thank you. I honestly do appreciate you. So what I would normally do in, an average episode is dive into a specific topic, dive into a specific narrative, into a specific field such as branding or mindset or self-development. And, there are a whole bunch of different things that I've talked about and that I will continue to talk about. But this is not going to be the case in today's episode. You see, over the past couple of years of me building up a brand, building up my business, and ever since, I've gotten started in building a business and got started in all of this in the first place, to be honest, I have been undergoing a continuous growth and a constant evolution, and I have been learning more about myself each and every day. I don't want to call it, quote, self-discovery, because that just sounds super cliche and freaking nerdy, and I don't want to use that term, but I have been discovering a lot about myself, and that's the truth. I've taken a good amount of time over the past 6 months, over the past 8 months, in a point of deep reflection and in a point of kind of stagnance in most areas of my life to understand what really drove me, what drives me, what am I working towards, who do I want to be known as, and all of that amazing stuff. And it wasn't up until recently that I really had a good grasp and a firm understanding of what I wanted and who I wanted to be known as. So this episode is going to serve as a foundation for me to build up off of. It's going to be where I tell you guys who I am, why you should follow me, what to expect. And as I'm building up a name for myself, and as my numbers grow, as my community grows, as I become more renowned in my own field, more and more people are going to be curious to know about who they're following. Why should they follow me? What other content are they going to expect? They could come across the Instagram video and it could be me talking about mindset, and then they're like, okay, well, I want to learn more. So I'm going to be using this episode to point people to in the future. As I'm building up conversation with them, as I'm building up rapport with them and, talking and getting to know who I'm connected with and who's following me and how I can support them, I might not have all of the time in the world that I have right now to really establish a very strong connection with every person. Now, it's not because I don't want to establish a connection, but thinking long term, I don't think that I'm going to have all the time that I have today to sit down and hop on an hour phone call and just chat back and forth. It won't be as easy. And so I figured, why not record an episode and really break down the direction of my brand? And also for the people who are following me right now, who have supported me over the past couple of years, I'm sure that some of you are probably like, well, Isaac, you've pivoted a bunch of different times. And yes, I have. Yes, I have. I've switched businesses. I've switched industries. I've switched fields. I've switched a lot. But at the core principle and the core of all of this, the main pillar of my brand has remained the same. And that is personal development and personal growth. You see, nobody in my life when I first got started, or really, I don't even want to say first got started. This is before the precursor of business and entrepreneurship and, being self-employed or being a business owner. Nobody in my family ever grew. They never read a book that was nonfiction that was about how they could be a better person. Nobody in my life listened to any audios or paid attention to any mentors or studied any of the greats. The only thing that they would ever do to grow was maybe, I had my mom. She went to college. She got a master's in business. That at its core is personal development, right? But aside from that, I was never around people who were looking to grow. And when I first got introduced to network marketing in the beginning of 2018, I was still a senior in high school. I was very lost. I was going through a lot of different issues in my own personal life that, were weighing heavy on me. And I viewed network marketing as kind of a vehicle for me to achieve success. Now, I've since gotten out of network marketing. Don't worry, I'm not about to sell you. Calm down. But one of the things that was drilled into my head was the concept of personal growth and becoming a better individual yourself, becoming stronger, becoming more capable. And I didn't realize just how important that truly was until a couple years later. You see, I recognize looking back that the reason why most people get the same results year in and year out is not because they're in the wrong business, they're in the wrong field, or they're doing something that they don't like, or they're working at a job. None of that. The core reason is they are not growing. A lot of people wonder why their results are not improving, but in actuality, if you look at their lives and you look at what they're doing on a day-to-day, they are not growing. There's a direct correlation. And I speak from experience when I say this. Whenever I have stopped growing as myself, as a man, every area of my life suddenly came to a halt. It became stagnant. And I choose to believe that there is a reason for that. There is a real solid reason why whenever I stop growing, my results stop growing as well. And the reason why is because human beings were programmed to be the best and programmed to consistently and continuously be growing and do things that would, in a tribal manner or instinctive manner, ensure their survival. Thousands of years ago, people would raid other villages and get the most resources and get the most land to ensure the existence and the continuous thriving of their kids and future generations. And it seems like in the 21st century, with the easy access of food, of shelter, of water, of, opportunity, at least in America and first world countries, I get that there are a lot of places that are not as fortunate as we are in America or in developed nations. But because of this development and because of how easy it is to make money or to support yourself, face it, you can get on unemployment or get on welfare and still make enough to where you'd have a roof over your head and food in your stomach. It might not be the best food, but you can still pay for it just off of what the government gives you. The poorest person in America is still wealthier than 80% of the entire world's population. That's crazy. But with this evolution and with the current circumstances surrounding the evolution of mankind up until this point with the technology, we're not worrying about being hunted. We're not worrying about a saber-toothed tiger coming out and ripping our throat out. That's not a concern of ours. And because of how easy it is to be comfortable now, because you have all of these different things that are pointing you towards comfort, towards entertainment, towards leisure. You have cell phones, you have video games, you have TV, you have movies, you have theater, you have plays, concerts, all of these things that are centered around leisure. It is really easy to become complacent and comfortable in your situation and become comfortable even though you might not truly be living your dream life. And that is why it is so important to continuously be growing, because that means that you're stretching for higher levels. You recognize that you will never be the best. You recognize that you will never be perfect and that you will never live up to your potential. The only potential that exists is the only limit rather, the limit to your potential that exists is the limit that you set for yourself or you do not set for yourself. That is a very comforting thought, in my opinion. And so I am here to get people to take back their lives, to take back their futures, and to get out of this place of complacency and comfort and start pursuing the things that they really desire. In episode 34, I talk about how a lot of people settle for things that they truly don't even desire and that they don't want. Somebody who's driving a $30,000 car secretly covets in his heart a $90,000 Porsche. There's nothing wrong with desiring better, but if you're not working to get that thing that you actually want, you're just going to be beating yourself up and you're just going to feel bad about yourself. And so the foundation of my brand, the foundation of everything that I'm doing is centered around personal growth. Even outside of network marketing, I was continuously growing because I had those values instilled in me and I saw the benefit of those values. And I recognized that the more I learned from other people, the more time I can save myself. And I don't have 20 years to devote towards making the same mistakes that another person has already made. That is how I've been able to skip decades. And I am comfortable and confident in saying decades worth of living and experiences simply by learning from other people. I've been reading a great book by Sam Walton. Sam Walton was the founder of Walmart, one of the largest retailers, if not the largest retailer in the entire world. And he has a book called Made in America, and he literally breaks down the secrets to his success. I am learning from the person who created a company that was a multi-billion-dollar success and that completely shaped everything in the world about retail. I can learn from him. It's like I'm in a museum viewing a painting that Vincent van Gogh painted. It's the same exact thing with reading a book, and it's saving me years and years of experience. He spent 60 years building up Walmart and learning all these different things, so why couldn't I spend 2 weeks or a month even to read his book and get 60 years of knowledge and experience in a matter of 1 month? The other thing that I recognize is how crappy the state of the internet is. There's a lot of good to it. There's also a lot of bad. And what I mean by a lot of bad is there are a lot of people who are trying to fake it till they make it, to convince you of their credibility. They're trying to sell you things that you really do not need. They're an expert that really isn't an expert, or they're withholding the actual knowledge that you need because they have a conflict of interest at heart. Think about it. If you're learning from somebody how to be a salesperson and they teach you some of the things about sales and then they tell you to buy my sales course, then doesn't that mean that they're not telling you everything that they know? Right? And it's their right to do that. It is their right to withhold that information and charge if that is their business. But that is not who I want to be known as, and that is not what I want to do. And I recognize that in this online space, there's so much fake BS that if I could show other people how to become successful and literally come from the ground up, and when I mean I came from nothing, I came from nothing. So if I could set the example and show people that it is possible, help other people feel inspired or motivated or whatever. I don't even like using the words inspired or motivated because it's all buzz. But at the core, that's what I can do through setting the example and showing you. But even deeper than that, if Sam Walton can save me decades of experience, I might not have decades of experience right now to save you guys, but I definitely have a lot of knowledge and experiences that you may not have yourself. There are a lot of things that I know that can help a lot of people if they listen to me and they apply the things that I say. And that is why, through some of my continuous pivots and some of my changes, I recognized that if I could show other people how to get results by sharing my knowledge and experiences and everything about my life, my opinions, my progress, and all of this, I can really set an example and be a public figure in the eyes of other people because I'm doing something that is making me stand out. Because I am doing something that is helping a whole lot of people. It's a ripple effect. And see, I'm not going to lie to you and say that it's all about you. A lot of people try to bullshit you and say that it's about you, it's not about me. I view it as something that works together, like the gears in a watch. The more I help you, the more benefit it will have to me, the more benefit it will have to other people, and the more the world goes around. It's a ripple effect. Gears in a watch, one cog turns another cog, that turns another cog, that gets the minute hand and the hour hand going around, the 12 hours in a day. Or the 24 hours in a day, 12 hours AM, PM, you get the gist. It's a benefit, and it's a win-win situation no matter what way you look at it. And the other thing that I wanted to know, or wanted to tell you and express to you is that I am not going to sell you on all of these different things because I don't have a conflict of interest first and foremost, and I don't want to be known as a mentor who sells courses and bullshit. I don't want to be known as that. One of the biggest things that was holding me back from posting content online was I was trying to figure out who I wanted to be known as and what I didn't want to be known as. And one of the things I promised myself is I would never sell you a course on something that I am not an expert in, or that is not my main area of business. So for example, in order to build up my own company, Mashman Ventures, I need to know how to sell. But is sales my main business? No, it is something and a tactic, and it is something that I learned that is benefiting me, but it is not my main business. Or marketing. Is marketing my main business? No, it is not, but it is something that is benefiting my main business, and I'm not an expert in it, but it is something that I can teach you that will benefit you. See, my business is based around personal branding at the time of this recording, and I imagine for a long time. Remember how I mentioned all of these people online are saying that they're mentors and gurus and they can change your life and make you a millionaire in 7 days? Yeah, Jesus, on the 7th day we rested. No, on the 7th day, you bought my Shopify course and now you're a millionaire. Ha ha. No, that's not it. But what I saw is a lot of people are being misguided online when it comes to building up a name for themselves, and it disgusts me. And it also disgusts me to see the lack of professionalism, the lack of ambition, the lack of drive, and the lack of big thinking that a lot of people have. And so if I can move into the space and help other people build up successful personal brands based around who they are, not necessarily the business that they're building, that's something I enjoy. That's part of the reason why I've always enjoyed building up my own brand, because it's more of a passion and more of a game rather than a business or career. Like, I genuinely enjoy it. So that means that I can enjoy helping other people. I'm doing something I love. I'm making a name for myself, and I'm not over here trying to sell people on a whole bunch of general information based around business. No, I'm giving out all of this stuff for free, and I am going to become one of the most hated men in the online space, because I am going to drive a lot of these other people out of business with the free value that I deliver. Because I don't care about selling you on this stuff. If we work together somewhere down the line on personal branding, or 10 years from now, I open up a nightclub or a hotel or an apartment complex or any of this, like, this is all part of a master plan, guys. This is what I want you guys to understand. I'm not going into this with a 5-year plan. I'm going into this with more of a 20-year plan and a vision of where I'm going. I'm not over here trying to build some funnels and, make a quick 6 figures. No. That's way too small. I'm thinking way bigger. So if we could have a relationship and I could help you in your life, and then somewhere down the line, if you choose to help me in my own or support me in my own life, that's your choice. I'm not expecting you to. But what I do know is that I will be giving you value, and if that value is received, it will be reciprocated. And I also know that the world needs more leaders, and that the world needs more people who are not afraid of saying what's on their mind. And the world needs more people, especially on the online space, more genuine dudes and leaders and women and people of influence who are guiding people in the right direction without just viewing them like a freaking number. It's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. And that is the core of my brand, showing you how to get real results. So you're probably like, okay, well, Isaac, I love all of this. All of this sounds great, but what should I expect to see from you? A whole variety of topics. It's not going to be just self-improvement or business or mindset. The goal is to help you improve and become a more capable person. But at the core of all of my content on social media, it's going to be anything and everything that I have learned that I think can benefit you. Everything I post has an intention behind it. What am I looking to do with this post, with this video, with this podcast episode, with this YouTube video? What am I trying to do? It's time the online space and the world has a shift, and I'm here to lead it. I'm here to over-deliver and tell you the things that other people aren't willing to say. That is the core of this. That is at the core. We're playing a long-term game, guys. And if you want to stand out, you got to do something that will cause ridicule, that will cause people to say things and talk to you and speak behind your back or gossip and all that stuff. And that's what I'm expecting. That's honestly what I am expecting. And I'm not worried about that. I'm ready for it. I want to cause a disruption. And I also want to change a whole lot of freaking lives and live a really damn good life. I got a lifestyle I'm striving for. I got people in my life who I need to retire and change their lives. And I grew up seeing a lot of people who are unhappy with their situations. And I refuse to have those same curses in my own life and to not be genuinely happy. And I'm here to guide you and encourage you to chase after your vision, what you want in life, and actually do something that is great and be somebody who is great and become the most capable person possible to continuously, every single day, wake up and work to become a better version of yourself and strive towards greatness. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for getting up until this point. And I look forward to helping you in the near future. And stay tuned for new episodes coming every Monday and every single Friday. Monday is a long-term episode, or not a long-term, but a longer episode between 20 and 30 minutes. And then on Fridays, I have something called Friday Fire, which is between 7 and 15 minutes, where I go and break down a specific thing that is a little bit more fiery, very, very quick, very precise, and is made to help you get through the weekend. Make sure you're following me everywhere at Isaac Mashman. You can go to my website, isaacmashman.com. And if you are interested in learning more about how I, through my company, Mashman Ventures, can help you get a stronger personal brand and have an unrivaled personal brand and start building up community, you hit me up. I would love to sit down and have a conversation with you and see if we can work together. With that being said, always have an expansive mindset and have an amazing day.